Have you ever prayed for direction and heard nothing but silence? What if the silence you're frustrated with is actually where God is speaking the most? Feeling stuck is one of the hardest seasons to go through. You're praying, you're trying, you're waiting, but nothing is changing. No clear direction, no open doors, no obvious answers, and eventually you start wondering, God, are you even talking to me? If that's where you are right now, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not abandoned. Today we're talking about how to hear God when you feel stuck in life, in a practical, grounded way that applies to real life. Because often, the issue isn't that God isn't speaking, it's that we're expecting Him to speak differently. God rarely speaks the way we expect. When we feel stuck, we want dramatic direction, a sign, a breakthrough moment, something undeniable. But throughout Scripture, God often speaks quietly. In 1 Kings 19, Elijah experienced a powerful wind, an earthquake, and a fire, but God wasn't in any of them. God came in a gentle whisper. When you feel stuck, you might be looking for noise, but God may be speaking in subtle impressions, quiet conviction, or steady peace. The question becomes, are you still enough to recognize it?
Hey there! If this message resonates with you, hit that subscribe button. Every week we share videos designed to help you grow, think more deeply, and remain grounded in God's truth. Come be part of our family.
Silence doesn't mean absence. One of the biggest misconceptions about stuck seasons is assuming silence means distance. Think about a teacher during a test. The teacher is quiet not because they've left the room, but because it's time for the student to apply what they've already learned. Sometimes, God feels quiet because He has already given you what you need for this season. Ask yourself, is there something I already know I should do, but I've been delaying? Sometimes, we're waiting for new instructions when God is waiting for obedience to the last ones. God speaks through peace, not pressure. When you're stuck, everything feels urgent. You feel pressure to move, to fix, to escape. But God's guidance usually doesn't come with panic. Scripture reminds us that God is not the author of confusion. His direction may challenge you, but it carries a sense of peace. Peace doesn't mean easy. It means steady. If a decision fills you with chaos and anxiety, pause, pray. Sit with it. When God leads, there is often a quiet assurance beneath the uncertainty. Instead of asking, what feels exciting, ask, what brings peace when I pray about it? That subtle calm may be God guiding you. Here's something we rarely consider. Maybe you're not stuck, maybe you're being shaped. When life slows down, you become more aware of your thoughts, your habits, your character. God may not be changing your situation yet because He's working on your foundation. Patience, trust, humility, discipline. These qualities are formed in still seasons, not busy ones. Growth often feels like delay because it happens internally before it shows externally. Instead of asking, why am I not moving forward, try asking, what is God building in me right now? We often say we can't hear God, but our lives are filled with noise. Constant scrolling, endless opinions, comparison, distraction. If every quiet moment is filled with input, how will you notice a whisper? Try setting aside 5 minutes a day with no phone, no music, no interruptions, just stillness. At first, it may feel uncomfortable. But in that stillness, you'll begin to notice subtle things, convictions, clarity, a sense of direction. God often speaks in the quiet spaces we avoid. We usually want full understanding before we move, but God often gives the next step, not the full blueprint. If you sense you need to forgive, forgive. If you sense you need to let something go, release it. If you sense you need to rest, rest. As you obey small promptings, clarity increases. Clarity often follows obedience, not the other way around. When you ignore those small nudges, your spiritual sensitivity dulls. When you respond, it sharpens. Don't confuse stuck with stable. Sometimes we call it stuck because nothing dramatic is happening. But not every season is meant to be intense or fast. Roots grow underground before trees grow upward. You may feel unseen, unnoticed, unmoving. But deep foundations are built in hidden places. Stability isn't stagnation. Quiet seasons aren't punishment. They're preparation. If you feel stuck right now, remember this. God is not silent. He is intentional. He speaks through peace, through scripture, through conviction, through wise counsel, through stillness, through obedience, and sometimes through the very season you wish would end. Instead of asking, God, why won't you speak? Try asking, God, what are you already showing me? Hearing God is less about volume and more about surrender. So lean into the quiet. Be faithful in the small things. Remove the noise. Follow the peace. The whisper may be closer than you think.
Hit that subscribe button. Every week we share videos designed to help you grow, think more deeply, and remain grounded in God's truth. Come be part of our family.